Fuck that house now. I'm back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it.
Yo.
We back. It's
Yeah,
Nets
what
Kingdom.
up?
You know what
We
I
need
mean?
to we need to hear it, Keith. We need to hear it.
You need to hear it from me.
I need to hear the I need to hear the I need to hear it. Come on.
Brooklyn.
Alright.
Brooklyn. Let's
What's
go.
good, y'all?
Nets.
What's
You
good, y'all? It's
already-
Nets Kingdom.
Let's
Welcome
get
to
up.
the Kingdom. One of the last streams. We're going, we in a COVID break, but we back on a Sunday. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you guys for checking in. Philippines, Canada, UK, worldwide, Nets Nation worldwide. Special guest today. We got Keith Mcpherson, Talkin Nets in the building.
You
know what I'm saying?
Welcome,
Nets,
Keith.
baby.
Before we start the stream
Appreciate
off,
y'all.
I just want to say to Keith, big inspiration, man. Like, just to see what Keith is doing, WFAN, even as just a black man in general, a young black man, it's really inspiring just to see him doing this thing out there. Again, Talkin Nets, killing it, and WFAN. I just want to big up Keith. Make sure you guys, subscribe to Talkin Nets. But let's get into it. We on COVID break. I just saw an update from Nets Daily that just said Harden and the first batch of Nets went into protocols on 12/14. At worst, they're cleared by Christmas Eve. Maybe some test out before then. Durant is trickier. And then with Irving, it seems like he's unlikely because of his late test and conditioning. So how y'all feeling about this, the COVID break? Are you guys bummed out about the postponements? Are you guys yeah? Actually, Keith, I want you to talk about what you saw last night about what you were telling us before about the dancers and everything.
I would say it's not that I'm bummed out about it or shit. We needed it. We needed to postpone some games. Last night was a game that they should have postponed. We played a bunch of 10-day guys and rookies, led by Blake Griffin and Patty Mills. If somebody would have told me that 2 weeks ago, that would be the team on the floor, that's not cool. And I see people that go to one game a year. Imagine that's the one game you go to. I used to be like that. I used to come up from South Jersey, Central Jersey, Jersey Shore area for one game a year. And if it's that game, you're kind of tight. There was no Brooklyn Nets. There was no hype team. Miss Allie Love had the night off. They sent out a message saying there'd be no entertainment at the Barclays Center. DJ Jung held it down at halftime. Not Fabio Foreign, not Busta Rhymes.
Lil Kim.
No,
No Lil Kim.
None of that. DJ Jung just played and they had the game, I guess, because the NBA is about their dollars, but ultimately we shouldn't be in a position where we have to lose a game like that. You feel me?
Right.
I was walking around and I was talking to different people in there that work for the Brooklyn Nets, that work for the ticket office, some of the people that work in the main office, in the front office. And, this COVID stuff in New York is real. And I'm not saying that to scare anybody or act like it's not, but I'm saying people are getting it and testing positive and they have to take the precautions. So the Nets last night split up their front office. They split up their team. So if you work in sales, if you work in social media, if you work in whatever business, dealing with clients and suites and stuff like that, they split the teams up into one team working Saturday and the other team was supposed to work today, the Sunday game. But now that got postponed. But it shows you, because of COVID and COVID prevention, the Brooklyn Nets are taking their steps to be safe. And we shouldn't be playing during this then. And finally, the Nets got a couple games postponed.
Yeah, because I was saying this. I'm bummed out because I love watching the Nets. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bummed out, but it's I'm happy because first of all, we don't have half of our team. Basically, our whole team is gone, and I don't want us losing multiple games in a row with guys out. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna hurt us our standings. But to the Orlando game, the good part of it, the positive part of it was DDJ, David Duke Jr. I want to read this cool stat right here. It says he was the first Net to register 2 double-doubles within his first 5 games of their career since Derek Coleman in the 1990-91 season. So DDJ last night was we saw him go off for 18 points. I think he had 14 rebounds. How you feeling about DDJ, Keith?
Man, what a pleasant surprise, honestly.
Yeah.
In Marks We Trust, you
Yeah.
go out and draft a guy like that
Mm-hmm.
who's got the college experience and he's able to translate his game into the NBA right away.
Yeah.
He's a guy that I think is going to be in the NBA for 10 years. I think he's going to have a good career in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he's young. He's just figuring it out. He's just maturing. But, like, you can see his style of play, his energy, how hard he plays. He wants to be good. His shot's going to get better. He can rebound. He can dunk it. Like, what a pleasant surprise for us to have a rookie on this team that I don't even know where we drafted him. Was he undrafted?
He was undrafted.
He was undrafted.
Yeah. That's what's even crazier is that a lot of people think we drafted him. It's like, no, bro, that was just like, oh, you're available? Here, let me sign you like quickly.
Crazy.
And people were coming at me because of his like, oh, he doesn't know how to shoot. I'm like, bro, he can shoot. It's just that he's not like a fish. He's not an efficient shooter, but it's like when he can shoot a three. You know what I'm saying? He can pull up and shoot a three, but that's just not his game yet. You know, he's still learning. He's young. He's gonna get it. Once he gets his, foot under him and gets time in the league, he's gonna develop that shot. It's gonna be there. But go ahead, Reggie. How you feel about DDJ, bro?
Oh man, no, DDJ was great. I thought, again, the fourth quarter was very, very surprising. I think he had two leading up to that fourth quarter. I mean, the rebounding. I mean, you never thought you'd see. He'd be our best rebounder, right? Yeah. Like it's great. It's crazy to think. And I mean, the offense will come with time. I mean, you never really focus on offense with him. So just to get that eventually will be very good, and I think he'll be on the team for a very long time. And he's undrafted. I mean, you can't really ask much more out of the guy.
Yeah. I love how DDJ is playing right now, bro. And the energy is needed. Energy. When he had that putback in the fourth, I kind of got hyped. I stood up in my living room. I was like, oh, like I got hyped when he put that putback up.
And the 3-pointer, man.
Yeah. I'll read some comments. Someone shout out El Barbu. He said, "I F with Keith. I watch his Yankees podcast."
That's right.
Shout out right. Tommy Bryant. Yeah, Yankee Nation, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People don't know this, but I am a Yankee fan because I'm a Yankee fan by family because my family's Yankees fans, and so I just kind of grew up.
It was in your blood, bro. You
had to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just a Yankees fan.
I did tell my kids, I'm like, listen, you can be whatever basketball fan. Like I let them choose. I'm like, if you like football, like, I'm like, but the one thing you will not do is it has to be this, or if you're not, you will never wear the like. And he found out quickly that the Boston Red Sox are our mortal enemy. So he starts like. I'll be watching the game, right? And he'll come in. He goes, "Who they playing?" I'd be like, "The Red Sox." And he goes, "Go Red Sox!" I'd be like,
"Shout out to Leb. Leb's in here.
Don't bang, Yankee ganger. Don't bang."
You know what I'm saying? Anything. When we see New York and Boston, like we just enemies. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why it's like that, but we just don't like each other.
Celtics.
It's just Boston and New York is just. You'll see if you've been to a real game, either Yankees game, a Yankee Boston game. You'll see, like, the hatred is real out there, bro. Like, it's not, they don't like each other. Well, let me read some more comments. Shout out Anishi said, do y'all think Nash will make DDJ part of the Nets rotation when everyone is healthy? Oof, that's a good.
We've been talking about that, right? Because like you can't when the first two games hit, right, before all the nastiness of COVID and people going out, like that was the one thing I kept asking, going, like, how do you not take notice of like somebody like Kessler and DDJ the way they're playing right now, right? Like you can tell that the practices that they've been having down in Long Island, coming up here practicing, playing games down there, and now up here actually getting a nice little run with people out. Like, how do you not want to try to implement them in a way when you look at somebody that, like people are unhappy with Javon Carter, or you're not happy with this person's play, or especially in the power forward situation, like somebody like Kessler who can play that small forward, power forward position, and you see what he's getting. It's like, I just don't know how you don't look to somehow.
Mm-hmm. But we saw him. We saw Steve Nash crack. He cracked him in the rotation when I think when Harden went out. That's when DDJ, because we needed another playmaker, like we needed a point guard. And Nash started sliding him in there at point guard at times, like early, and that's when the team was kind of semi-healthy. But we saw DJ crack it a little bit, but I don't know about like a full 20 minutes a game, I don't think he's going to get that. But
no, but I
Yeah.
mean, you have to, and I'm sure maybe Keith will agree with that. But it's like you have to acknowledge the fresh legs that have been fresh legs that have been put into the lineup.
Yeah.
And if there's any like little thing I look at our lineup sometimes is like as good as it's been, the defense, it's like sometimes I wish we had a little bit more, especially when we go up some of these younger teams, like it's evident like how fast they are compared to us, that it would be nice to see a little bit of influx there once everybody's back healthy. But I mean, going forward, it's going to be really tricky, especially with adding Kyrie Irving back on away games. It's like, I feel like when everybody comes back from this, it's like you're almost, I don't want to say you're starting from square one, but like you kind of are in some ways. Like now you got to refigure the whole lineup. Who's going to fit here? What's going to work better? But
these are good problems to have.
Exactly.
Good problems to have.
We got too many guys. When you got too many guys, that means you have depth. What did we not have last year?
Depth.
Yeah.
We had 7 guys in game
Reggie
7
Perry.
play.
Reggie Perry and cheese.
Reggie Perry got way too much burn last year. It didn't make any sense.
Hey, I mean, Keith, I remember you guys did have Reggie Perry, so you had to respect him for a little. But it's like now that he's gone, it's like it's like, hey, it is what
I
it is.
respected him for doing the pod with us. He was all right. He was a good guest.
I forgot y'all did have Reggie on there. Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, we kept it honest after a while. We knew he didn't. This is a rookie that because of COVID, he didn't even have a training camp. Like these rookies had training camp with the guys. Like they've been in Long Island. He didn't have like that rookie ramp up, that training camp, the G League experience. We just threw him into the fire. He was playing with Harden. Harden gets traded over here. His rookie year, he's playing with Harden. Like, yo, what is going on?
He was thrown in the fire. I feel bad for him now because when I think about it all over again, he was thrown in the fire.
He barely got drafted too. He barely got drafted.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like a 40-point game the other day down in the G League?
Yeah.
I heard he went off. I bet he did. He's probably tired of playing in the G League because he was already on the main stage.
He a G League superstar. Somebody said he last year. They said he's a G League Hall of Famer because every time he goes to the G League, he goes crazy, bro. He go like,
bro. Never forget when we were so bad out of depth, bro, that we wanted him to come back from the G League because DJ was.
Hey, let me do just a quick little reset. If you're joining us now, I'm seeing there's a lot more people than when we started.
If you see me on my phone, I'm retweeting. I'm putting the link on Instagram. I'm putting it everywhere.
Like, if you figured it out, we got Keith Mcpherson from WAFN, Talkin Nets, like you name it.
He's solidified in the Nets community, bro.
Yes, he is.
And
I'll give my little.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought it'd be me?
Yeah, bro.
And I'll give you my little like shout out to you, Keith, because when I first started doing this with AJ, and I knew nothing about like podcasts, that Nets podcasts, I knew nothing. So I started figuring out and seeing all these people, and like I was still in that in my mind, I'm like, okay, how do I make this show better? I'm like competition. Then I came across you guys, and I'm like, who's this Keith guy? I'm like, but the more and more I watched you, the more and more I saw how much love you had. You're a Jersey kid. I related to that. I'm a Jersey kid, and just seeing your love for the team, love for the Nets, and you continue to go up. And it's like you got to WFN. You get to most people's dream spot at the moment, right?
Facts.
That you're working towards. And instead of like walking around going, yeah, look at me, like you put the hand down, right? Like you kept shouting out everybody else that was doing similar things to you. So to me, that really spoke, because it's hard to get to know people doing this stuff sometimes on a personal level. But when you see somebody on the stage like that do that, that speaks volumes of who you are. So shout out, you definitely deserve the hard work.
Let me pay it back to y'all, man. It's like this, right? Like, I stumbled upon you guys' live streams, I think, in the playoffs last year. But really this year I got more in tune to this community and this group. And, you guys, I know Chubbs, and there's another guy, another young guy, light skinned.
Oh, Julian.
Yeah.
I see you guys, and I'm like, damn, I wish I had a squad like that. I wish I had a team with me like that. I got Hudson, but with Hudson, he's in college, and I'm 32
Is he coming back,
years old,
or is it
man.
still?
He's coming back. I brought him to the game Tuesday night, and we talked about some stuff. And after finals, after whatever, he's gonna come back in the new year. And I've kept Talking Nets alive on my own. At least you guys have a squad, and what you've built here is only going to grow. And the way it grows is someone like myself being like, yo, these dudes are dope, right? Because
Yes, we
people might
appreciate
see
those
me-
shout outs, dude.
They might see me on WFAN, which is a big banner thing in New York, and maybe they didn't find y'all yet, but maybe through me they do. And
Yeah.
I look at it like this, right? I'm coming out of the Yankee world,
Mm.
the Yankees Twitter space. There are 30 different Yankee podcasts. There are
Jeez.
300 people online that think they are like Yankee fan media. All this is fan media, right? All this is fans taking their time to plan on podcasts, videos, getting online to talk about their favorite game, their favorite players, their favorite team. That's powerful because the media now, like a lot of it has turned into a clown show. A lot of it has
Facts.
turned into like hot takes for clicks to get like a viral moment or get something that's gonna get
Clickbait.
retweets or whatever. It's
Clickbait.
not real.
Yeah.
I'm real. And being a real person, right? I'm a Nets fan that was at the game way before I thought about doing a podcast, way before I thought about doing the show, just hoping to run into other Nets fans and make fans at the friends of fans at the game.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have that many friends that were Nets fans. They're all Knicks fans. I'm not gonna hold you like it's just facts. It just is what it is.
The
And there
Icks.
was a point in my Nets fandom where I was like, yo, I'm quiet about my Nets fandom because like I get killed over that and nobody wants to rock with me. So
Yeah.
it's community over competition. I don't look
Facts.
at other people doing Nets content like my competition. They're part of the community,
Yeah.
and we all lift each other up. We all talk about this stuff, and we all go on this ride together. We all were
Facts.
crushed when Giannis' stupid ass got under Kyrie and Kyrie rolled his ankle. We all felt the same.
Facts.
You know, there's people outside that didn't feel like that. If you didn't feel
No.
like that, then I don't want to talk to you about the Nets. I don't want you talking about the Nets either.
Facts.
Like leave that to us. So, you
Yeah.
know, talking Nets, Nets Kingdom. I've worked with Fireside Nets. I've worked with Locked On Nets. I want to work with the Glue guys. I've worked with Brian from the Glue guys. I've worked with everybody in the Nets world because there's not that many of us to
Yeah.
be
No.
competing over like a little space.
Yeah.
Nope.
They make the joke that we have no fans. Now we got plenty of fans. It's just a brand refresh that's going on.
Facts.
They moved the
Yes.
team to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah.
The Knicks been in the same spot with the same colors for 90 years. Don't compare us to that.
Preach.
Y'all
She's
fans,
preaching.
Leave us out of that. Leave us out of that.
Preaching.
We're building our culture.
Yes.
We're building our fan base. And when we get the chip and multiple chips, I don't want to hear nothing about it. You guys will have 100,000 subscribers. You feel me? Like you guys
Talk
will
about
all
it.
be big in the Nets world, and I'm gonna be the same way. Whether I'm
Yeah.
on WFAN, whether I'm on Talkin Nets, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, what's good? Let's talk about the team. Let's talk about."
Dude,
our
they
team."
couldn't have picked a better person because
That's why I'm
the
so
person-
happy you're there, bro. I'm
Yeah.
so happy you're at WFAM because like you keep it 100% real and you really
Yeah.
from Jersey. You really like about this Nets life. So I'm so happy you got that position.
They want you to be different. They
Yeah.
like in the other way. I'm different in a way that they don't really like. They want you to chill. Don't talk so much about the Nets. You think people didn't tell me that coming in the radio? Like, you know how many people tried to scare me? Like, yo, you're not gonna do well. You're not gonna get good ratings. Only talking about the Nets. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna talk about the winning teams. I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk about the
Facts.
feel-good stories. I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk about the news that people want to hear. People don't want to hear about y'all losing every night. That shit is depressing.
Right.
When you have a team that's doing miraculous things that we've never seen in the NBA, I'm going to talk about that. And you know what happened? Nets fans started picking up the phone, started calling the fan. They're like, we never had this many people calling in and talking about the Nets. I'm like, because you never
Yeah.
talked about them right.
But and that's what I was just gonna say is like it's so crazy to like get on listen to a radio and hear like because out
Nets.
here I live out here like it's just not something you heard about. It's like if you did hear about the Nets usually on radio back in the day, somebody was making fun of your team, right? It's been decades of people crapping on the Nets, and now all of a sudden
I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
we're where they want to be.
Keeping it 100, growing up in New York, like when you listen to the radio, you rarely hear Nets talk, bro. It's Knicks, Giants, Yankees. Like you'll never hear you'll rarely hear Nets talk, bro. And this
when
is
they
like growing
talk
up.
about the
for me.
Nets, yo, I'm tired of them twisting the narrative, right?
Yeah.
Oh, KD went to play for Brooklyn to avoid the spotlight. He couldn't handle the pressure. This is the NBA. What the hell are you talking about? This is KD. He can't avoid spotlight and pressure. It's like this, right? You'll say it's one thing, and they'll say it's another. They always twist the narrative, right? Nets fans, there's no Nets fans. What are you talking about? We're selling out. We're selling more than your arena.
That's a fact.
On
That's a
Instagram,
fact.
They bigging you up in the
followers
chat,
on
bro. Keep
Instagram
going.
than you have.
Keep
Like
going.
I understand that they always got to twist it up. So I'm there to just kick the truth, right? The other night I was saying, hey, I want to be early on this. Kevin Durant's going to be in the GOAT conversation at the end of his career. People bugged out. Oh, he left and went to the Warriors from OKC. Oh, he chickened out. He could have played for the Knicks. Instead, he went to the Nets. That's how y'all see it. That's not how we see it. That's not how we see it.
He's
Someone's
definitely in
got
a
to
GOAT
speak to it.
conversation.
It's two sides to everything,
Facts.
man.
Facts. Again, we got Keith Mcpherson joining us. I'm gonna read a couple of comments. Shout out to Owen. He said, "Love this dude energy." Al Mack said the Nets should play playoffs in New Jersey so Kyrie can play. Shout out Kelly. Nets all the way from South Africa. Okay, South Africa in the building. And Doctor said, "Hey Keith, what do you think is the Nets ceiling this season?" Shout out Dr. AOD. The Nets ceiling this season. I'll go over with that. I think the Nets ceiling is championship. That's all our ceiling is. Championship. You know what I'm saying? We got to get to the finals. And it's going to be a tough road. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but going forward, let's say if Kyrie is in the away games and we're in the playoffs and he's still in the away game problem, that's going to be an issue, but it's still championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's pause there and talk about that, right? Yeah. Unfinished business, right?
Yeah,
there
facts.
You go, Keith.
Business.
Yeah, I love that shirt.
Let's pause there for a minute and really kind of, because I don't know if this is gonna, you keep hearing Reynolds like him being back playing away games is gonna be incentive. It's gonna possibly make him want to play home games. Who knows? Like I'm not even like gonna dive into like where this could make him possibly get backs and then be home games. Like I'm not even there yet, right? Like I'm just looking at it as probably maintaining the home games the whole season. But let's pause there. Like how does that look like in the playoffs? Like how do you want us to drop down to 2 or 3? I mean, do you want it? Like, because I don't like the idea of personally like losing on purpose to drop down. Like, you go out to win every time, right? And then you just take what comes. But like, how do you guys think that works out, right? Like, especially if it's a close. Well, yeah, I mean the seeding, like Kyrie.
I don't want to. We're not losing games on purpose. We should not lose games on purpose.
Thank you.
I already talked about this on the radio. Check this out, yo. And I'm not trying to steal all y'all airtime, but I'm
no.
Go ahead, bro.
You're the guest, brother. That's why we got you here.
That's why we got you here. Preach,
so, the way the playoffs is set up, right? People immediately, especially trolls, nerds, lames that want to hate on the Nets, are like, yeah, it's going to be real funny when Giannis beats you guys again in Game 7 on your home floor without Kyrie. What if we don't get to Game 7?
Facts.
We can end the series in 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
We can just be Nets in 6. I tweeted out Nets in 6 the other day. Mm-hmm. It went over some people's heads. If it's Nets in 6 and we don't get to Game 7, it's not a problem. Last year we learned, right? Remember the game against Philly last year where Alize Johnson was on the court for us. Yeah. Kyrie, we took Kyrie out of the game. Kyrie was done early, and we're playing Philly, and we start to come back with our backups in.
Oh yeah,
Alize Johnson was getting at Embiid, and like it was laughable. Like the Nets, like KD, Blake, and then we're on the sideline laughing at the Sixers, right?
Yeah.
If we would have beat them for that game, we would have got the first seed, whatever. But we literally laughed it off. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah. And even the coaches, I think the coaches, or maybe Sean Mark. Maybe, I don't know who it was quoted saying, like, we just want to get in the tournament and let the chips lie where they may. We're not worried about seeding. I think we learned from that. Because if we don't draw Giannis and that whole thing, like, if we don't have to go to Pfizer Forum where in the regular season we didn't win, like, if we had a different seeding, we wouldn't have had the same fate.
Yeah.
This year we have the number 1 seed. And it's like, we've held that number 1 seed for 3 weeks now. The Nets want to have that number 1 seed. They want the money that comes with these games. Like, I'm at the games. The stadium is better, and the stadium is packed. It's like it took 9 years for fans to learn how to come to the game early, cheer for the Nets, root on the team to the very last second. We have that culture now. We want these games. We're going to get the 1 seed or try and fight for it this year. We're not worried about home court advantage as far as Game 7. We're worried about home court advantage as far as them first 2 games. It's going to be Nets in 4, 5, or 6.
Because if you get Harden and KD and then they win at home, if they go I'll say it before, if they go up 2-0, just imagine going back to the other team's stadium with the big 3. Like, we can sweep teams. That's how crazy it is. All Harden and KD have to do is hold it down at home. Even if they split, we're still up. You know what I'm saying? Having Kyrie, Harden, and KD on the road I don't see any team beating us with that 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we could finish teams on the road, in my opinion. You know.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, the only thing I think you run into an issue is that obviously if it is a close game, and it's a long ways away to the playoffs, where somehow we're again, I agree on the road. I just don't adding Kyrie to this team. I don't see that we lose on the road, but it's like just the outside chance of what ifs. Like that's the only thing that makes me nervous is like us coming home and needing a game, and then arguably you lose your second best player on the team. And you're just like, oof. Like I don't want.
The unknown is
I don't want. That's icky to me. I don't
happens
want
every year in the playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
hate that. Every year something happens. Like you can't control it. You can't control it. Something.
I'm convinced. Happens. I've been telling them this. Like since we've had the big three, since everything's come like full circle with this team, it's like the basketball gods. It's like they're there. Like I kind of look at it as like that one, that angel with the bow. It's kind of like the basketball, like no, you ain't gonna get it. Like yeah.
But transitioning into Kyrie, since we're talking about Kyrie, I know somebody in the chat said wanted the update again. Shout out to Christian Winfield. He did say he reached out to the league and said Kyrie has to get 2 consecutive days of negative testing to come back. Well, to be eligible. Now I don't know if he will take the whole 10 days, or we still don't know about that, but it's 2. It's not 5. I know people were saying a lot it was 5, but it's 2. Now, can Kyrie be out for another 10 days? Possibly because of the quarantine, with the protocols. I think it's a quarantine you have to go through, which is 10 days. But I know people were saying we're confused about that 2 consecutive and the 5 consecutive is 2. So shout out to Christian Winfield. Thank you. Adrian Lopez said, please get Keith up here more often. Yeah, we're just this is the first time we got Keith up here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it. We've been working on it. The first time I ended up getting like sick, and I hit Saint up. I was like, bro, I don't want to come on sneezing, blowing my nose, like sounding congested. Like nobody wants to hear that shit. I'm like, and then we were come on, I gotta be right.
Yeah. And then we were scouring social media to see if he was out partying or not. Where is he? I see. Is that him in the back? That's him right there in that back picture.
No, I took 2 Benadryls. I was underneath the bed, curled up, like feeling it.
Yeah. Shout out Kai Karza. He said we were talking about this last night. The Lakers strategy that failed last season: go through the play-in game and beat the number 1 seed and take the home court advantage from them.
Oh, why would you want to go through all that work?
Yeah, I don't want to go through all that. I don't want to go through all that.
There's no way. Like, that's like the Knicks strategy.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that strategy, man.
Don't be the Knicks.
They're talking about that on Knicks fan TV.
Yeah, don't be the Knicks. Don't be the Icks. The Icks.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, like, going forward how this plays out. I mean, it's a quality problem to have. I feel less inclined now to having to get into the worried about like what we're going to do, like trade deadline, like buyouts. Like it just kind of like going forward, this makes me feel a little bit more stable about some of the inconsistency or the issues. It's like weird. We're our first in the division. We have the best record in the East. But we were still like uncomfortable about some things about the team, which is like a weird feeling to have, right? Like you look at that.
Good teams, really.
Yes,
we were only uncomfortable, and we only had that like feeling about ourselves not being valid because when we played top competition, we took L's. When you lose to the Warriors, when you lose to the Suns, I was at those games. When you lose to the Heat, when you lose to the Bucks, when you lose to the teams that you expect to face late in the season, even though it's early, the outside world made a lot of noise about that. Stephen A. Smith literally was screaming that KD should demand a trade after losing to the Warriors because he left the Warriors to come to the Knicks because of Kyrie, and Kyrie kind of left him out to dry by not getting the vaccination. That's nonsense.
Yeah.
But that's what plays in your head, right? Damn, we can't beat these top-tier teams. We're going to be able to beat these top-tier teams when it comes time to beat these top-tier teams because we just found out there's no reason to be playing Javon Carter. There's no reason to force Blake minutes.
Thank you.
That is true. That is true.
We have plenty of guys, and they pushed the Kyrie button. As soon as they push that Kyrie button, this whole shit changes. The whole court changes. So
that's why I said you cannot ignore what we just witnessed with these young guys. Like you cannot ignore what it shows you.
We're solidified for the future, bro. Like you look at the Nets' future, these rookies, bro. Thank God
for KD's contract, and then he's gonna get another extension.
That's what I'm
There's going to
saying.
be a Brooklyn basketball factory. They're
gonna be-
literally taking rookies right now
Yeah.
and throwing them on the NBA floor, and they look ready to go. So
Yeah.
what you need is these young guys when we get into May, into June, that have young legs
Yes.
that can
Thank
spell our
you.
superstars and give us quality minutes. Cam Thomas, by the time we get to May, he's not scared right now. By the time we get to May, he's going to be able to come off the bench, give us points, and relieve some of these older guys that we have on the team that can't run for 8 months straight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time. And Marks We
Facts.
Trust, they did it.
And Marks We Trust. Shout out Lil Richie said, man, I'm so excited for Kyrie. Universal, shout out. She said, shout out Talkin Nets. Yep, Talkin Nets in the building. Somebody said Patty Mills extension.
Yes,
We
Patty
still
doesn't
have
want to
him
go
for
anywhere
him.
else. He's loving it in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So
He
is
loves
his
it in
wife.
Brooklyn,
I
bro.
saw
But
his
we
wife
have
at the
him
game
again
last
next
night.
year.
Oh, you did? You saw them?
Yeah,
Oh, you saw his wife there? Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
they're
we do.
both,
We do
like-
have a 2-year deal. With,
Okay.
Patty.
They're both already very into like the community, fashion, food. He's a coffee guy. I saw his wife sitting courtside yesterday. It was funny. My wife was like, "I like that lady's jacket." I'm like, "That's Patty Mills' wife." They're already like the other night when Patty had 30 against I can't even remember the game now. I'm tweaking.
Oh, the 30, was that the
Not
was that
the
Raptors?
Sixers game.
No, it was the
Raptors.
Raptors.
The
That was
Raptors
the Raptors.
game.
Yeah.
He said, he's like, this feels special. This team feels special. And, like, I love doing this, especially here. Like, he's coming from San Antonio and Portland. He's getting to play on the East Coast, in New York and Brooklyn. He doesn't want to play for the Knicks. He wants to stay in New York and play for Brooklyn. And I tweeted the other day, he's got to finish his career here. He's
Yeah.
got to finish his career
Because
here.
I saw that little, if you watch The Bridge, they showed that little highlight of Patty Mills and how he's going around the streets, walking around. And he seems like he really loves, like, the culture of Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Like,
He's getting his hair cut in Brooklyn.
yeah, getting the
He's getting
haircut.
the fade in Brooklyn. He's getting the coffee, the food, the
Yeah.
fashion.
He loves it. He loves it here. So
He's staying here. He
if
wants
Patty,
to retire a net with a couple rings. Add a couple
Shoot.
more.
the way Patty's playing right now, if he can do that for us for a couple more years, I'll send him another extension. I'll give him another extension. So, good question, man. Weber, shout out to Anton. That's a good question about Patty. But transitioning into the Kyrie, the Kyrie talk, I wanted to ask Keith about how do you see Kyrie fitting? Like when we talking about lineups now, somebody's minutes are gonna have to get cut. Somebody's minutes are gonna have to from when Kyrie's entered into the away game situation. Now, who do you think? Should it be Carter? Well, no Carter. Everybody wants Carter,
Definitely.
but Bembry, we might see less.
He might as well get traded. They could trade Javon Carter for a bag of Doritos.
A bag of Doritos.
Deadline. I'm cool with that. The cool ranch for Javon
Bembry's minutes
Carter.
might get cut. Cam, we might see less Cam time. We might see less Bembry time. We might
Might
see
even
less
see
Bruce
less
time.
Patty time.
We might see
You
less
even
Patty
see
time.
less Harden time.
Ooh,
I'm not
that's
even.
another-
I'm not even trying to like throw
No,
Harden
that's-
under the bus.
that's
but I
What?
think-
Whoa. Okay, I just hear you say we might see less Harden
You
time.
might see less Harden time.
Keith
He's
is
right
gonna
though.
start some stuff. Yeah, okay, all right.
The hardest day is gonna come in here.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're gonna start
Watch
typing
the
math
last
fast.
few games.
Yeah, they're gonna go at you like crazy.
That's fine because I love Harden. But you have watched the last few games without Harden.
Yeah.
This is KD's team. Who has been talking to
we were
his
saying
boy
this.
about his fits
Yeah.
and how he's gonna come back? KD. KD isn't watching film with Kyrie talking about, oh, this is what James is gonna do. He's talking about what we are gonna do.
Gonna
So
do,
on the
yeah.
road, they're gonna go away from Harden always having the ball in his hands. I think.
I
Because
hope.
if you watch the ball movement with Harden not being in those last few games,
Facts.
it's better. We take care of the ball
Yeah.
without Harden. Like, I made a joke the other day. We had no turnovers in the first quarter, I think it was. And I'm like, oh, if Harden was here, that's at least 4.
Didn't I
Not,
Preach
said-
about
not
it.
trying to
A good
shit on
vibe.
Harden, but it's
Yeah.
facts.
Yes.
It's facts.
I love
What
how
they
you
need
put
to
it.
do is go away from Harden for a little bit, and then maybe we just have little spurts of like scorer James Harden or distributor point guard James Harden, but he can't be the focal point, the guy with the ball all the time.
We said
We
this
don't need him to be.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
We said that. I brought this up, and I said it too. I know AJ. Like I said, do y'all notice how fast the ball moved? Like
Yeah.
how there's more movement. There's more. I even felt
More
like there was a
fluid,
little bit more
better
spacing.
chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The spacing was
It
better.
was hard not to notice.
Looked
And
like
the
we were
hardest
running
stance-
plays. It looked like we started
Yeah.
running plays.
The Harden stand started coming at us in the chat like, "Are you guys crazy? You guys don't know basketball." Da, 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 da.
People tell me that all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
I didn't play
Watch
varsity.
the game.
I didn't coach no teams, but I have eyes and I've watched enough games over the course of
Yeah.
about 30 years.
Yeah.
Like I can see like I said, just not shitting on Harden. Just
Yeah.
take a look at how the ball was moving without Harden on the floor.
Yes.
But now that we add Kyrie to the equation, the benefit of that it just releases the pressure on Harden. So now that Harden can go back to being just strictly point guard mode. You know what I'm saying? He don't gotta get the 20 points. He can go strictly to the 10 assists. You know, he can give us 10 points, 10 assists.
We don't need him to tough it out every possession. Tough it out, run into his defender. He can't now he can run to the paint with someone to kick it out to.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need it. Releases the pressure on Harden.
When were we talking about Harden as a net being the MVP? Last year when he was running with Kyrie. KD was hurt, but when he had Kyrie there, we're like, damn, he's got assists. He knows when to score it, knows when to shoot it. Yeah, because it's a hell of a luxury to have 11 on your side. If you get in trouble, kick it to 11. He's going to get a bucket no matter what level he gets it on. If he can shoot the three, he'll shoot the three. Yeah. If he needs to just shake somebody up and hit a mid-range shot, he's going to hit the mid-range shot. Yeah. You know Kyrie at the rim, his layup package is immaculate. He ain't missing layups around the rim.
Godly. Like godly.
His layup
godlike.
It's coming back, bros, real soon. You're going to get to see it on the road real soon.
Preach. Let me read some comments. Shout out Universal. He said Talkin Nets on Twitter. Shout out Isaac. He said hello, Keith. Shout out Adrian. We get what you're saying, bro. Harden got to stop with those turnovers. Yeah, he do. He leads the league in turnovers. So it's like we're obviously going to talk about it. The turnovers,
right?
bro.
And that's not hating. That's not hating.
It's not hating. It's just fact. Yeah, just facts. He leads the league in turnovers. So it's like we gotta talk about it. Shout out the dude. He said, "Love Kyrie. Can't wait to see the big three, and hopefully Harden will be more motivated now that he knows we have a good chance with Kai." Yeah. It's not like we're not shitting on Harden and all that, but it's just you got to look at the game. You got to look at the game, look how the team is playing, look at the ball movement, look at the details of the game and watch the basketball before you. I know the Harden stands just care about Harden, but watch the game and see how the team plays without Harden.
This is gonna help Harden.
Yeah, it's gonna help Harden. It's gonna help him. Shout out Isaac. Yeah, shout out Isaac. Guillermo said Kyrie releases some pressure. And William said it's the lackluster turnovers. Yeah, it's just sometimes we see Harden play a little lazy. Sometimes
like when Harden didn't pick up the ball was rolling. He didn't pick up the ball. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
Somebody made
but his controller disconnected. His controller disconnected. His controller disconnected.
He glitches IRL, bro.
He had another glitch.
He's been shacked in a fool.
Where was the other
4
glitch?
times already this year.
I think twice, I believe.
There was 2 glitches.
That should be a clip, like if you hit rock bottom, like at whatever you're doing, like great, like drinking, gambling, like whatever it is. That should be like your rock bottom moment where you just put.
You know what the first glitch was? When he was running. Yeah, he was running and then he just stopped, and then the other guy grabbed it and dunked it. And the second glitch was when he when you roll the ball, so you like trying to waste time or whatever. Or no, you keep the
versus the Rockets. Yeah,
you try to hold the clock.
He just forgot to pick it up.
Yeah, he forgot to pick it up, and the other guy just took it from him.
Defense, bro. Look alive.
Hey, Rage, real quick, check your Discord. I sent you a photo. Check your Discord.
Yes. Somebody said, or shout out to Dooley said Jared Allen, Karis LeVert going crazy. Harden, I don't know. Damn. Yeah. Shout out to Jared Allen.
Still would do that trade over and over again. We're gonna get. I'm telling you, if you want to see Harden return to form, he didn't come over here to not play with Kyrie. He forced his way out thinking he'd be over here playing with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
That's true. It's very true when you put it that way.
Yeah. Somebody said it's not easy to score, rebound, and assist every game, playing 38 to 40 minutes a game and play defense. But that's
Kyrie on the floor.
Everybody has to do that, bro. What do you mean? I mean, KD has to do that.
Basketball.
He's a professional athlete.
Passing and rebounding.
KD had to do that the past.
That's the game of basketball.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just Harden that has to do that. You know what I'm saying? KD has to do that too, bro.
He's a professional athlete.
That's what you get paid $40 million a year to do.
Yeah.
Right.
You're about to get paid 50. You're about to get paid 50.
Yeah. Somebody said you do that trade 100 times. Yeah, you have to do that trade 100 times. It's Harden. It's James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Here comes Real Roy, the Harden stand. He said, "We love to hate on Harden. We love to."
No, but let's be honest. And I know the Real Royal won't admit it, right? He'll always stand up, and it's not hate. It's just something's different with Harden this year, right? And we've heard he's fat, he's out of shape, it's too many smoothies, it's the hamstring, it's he's getting older.
Strip club.
I mean, strip clubs. I even brought up it wouldn't surprise me if dude was an alcoholic too much at the strip clubs. Just so many myriad of things that could say why Harden is not the Harden that we saw pre getting injured last year. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a quality problem to have Harden on your team and to try to figure it out. And now you're just going to add. And I hope, like, in fact, to go back to what you were saying, I hope the fact with bringing back Kyrie now takes the pressure off Harden. Harden
this
can
makes
move
Harden play
around a
better.
little bit more. Yeah, exactly, and add some of this youth to that lineup. I feel, and if Clax, like, listen, shout out to Clax. I've been very critical of Claxton since he's gotten here, and just you see the excitement level that he could bring, and then something would happen. Right, like if Claxton plays like he did these last few games, I guess it's kind of a bummer that we're on a nice layoff now. But if Claxton plays like he has played the last few games without Harden, and plays like that when Harden is here, that just makes it even better. Because I think one of the biggest issues that we've been missing with Harden is that Harden has not had that consistent guy this year that he can just lob to, right? Like, perfect example.
The lob threat.
Like he literally has not had a great lob threat this year, and it just hasn't been as active as it was last year.
Yeah, because what Harden used to do really good is, like, when he gets like past that pick and roll, the defender wouldn't know what to either guard him or guard the lob, and then he usually just, and when he was in the Rockets days, he would kill people with that floater because of that undecision. You're like, oh, should I guard Harden or should I guard the lob? So he would just boom floater and score like all the time with that floater. But we haven't seen that Harden floater a lot this season. We've just seen a lot of step back threes and trying to get to the rim and get a foul. But like I said, we're praying for the best for Harden, that he'll come back. And with the addition of Kyrie, he will just play. It'll release the pressure. Like I said, we won't need as much output from Harden with Kyrie in the lineup. Harden can just go back to being point guard mode like he was last year, strictly assist mode.
And then score when it's wide open for him to shoot the three, or score when he sees it easy for the taking. The thing about Harden is we got to simplify it for him, right? A reporter actually asked a good question. The reporters don't always ask the right questions, but a reporter asked, has he been struggling to figure things out this year versus to last year because he hasn't had Kyrie? And he honestly said, he's like, yeah, I'm still figuring it out, whether to score or distribute or, and some of that indecision comes where it's like, am I a better option than passing the ball to Javon Carter? Am I a better option than passing the ball to Blake Griffin, who was bricking threes? Like, that's the indecision. When you put a Kyrie Irving on the court next to him, if you can get it to Kyrie, you're going to get it to Kyrie.
Facts.
And if you have it to go because they're doubling Kyrie or Kyrie can't get, then you go. It's going to make it easier for Harden, his decision-making, his scoring, his assisting, to have Kyrie back. And whenever you're not in the game, right, like, people aren't talking about Joe Harris right now. I'm praying that the time off that Joe Harris has gotten, that he comes back and kills. Because look at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was on the Nets and sat the whole year. Some people think that is what's played into him being in the best version of himself that we probably ever seen. And I 100% agree with that. When you have to step out of the game and watch the game without you and watch film without you, watch your teammates play without you, when you come back in, you know how to be a better fit. Harden's going to be fine.
Yeah, and with the Joe Harris, we saw the Joe Harris slander. It's been going on ever since the playoffs, but now people are begging for Joe Harris to come back. You know what I'm saying? And this nation wants Joe Harris to come back. They're fiending. They want the spacing. They want the threes.
Don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah, they don't know what you got till it's gone.
Just the threat of Joe Harris shooting a three helps everything else flow better.
It just opens
up
because
they have to guard him.
Yeah.
And then you add on Kyrie.
Right, yo, that's scary hours.
Yeah. Scary hours, man.
Even if Joe Harris isn't shooting well and isn't a slump, bro, just his presence brings a problem. It's gonna bring spacing. Yeah. You can't just leave Joe Harris open. What are you, crazy?
Yeah. Let me this is another good question for Keith. Actually, it's a good question in general. Somebody said, what do you guys think about Nicholas Claxton? Do you guys think the Nets are going to be extending him? There's another. Nicholas Claxton's up for his contract, and Bruce Brown, I think, is up for his contract too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so those two guys, and Bembry too, right? I think Bembry is too.
Bembry's on a non-guaranteed deal though, so
he's on okay. So Bruce is up, Nick is up, Bembry's up. So what do y'all think about Nick Claxton though? Do you think we should extend him? Me, you know how I feel. I think we should give him the bag and keep him because for me, Nick is one of the best. He's a versatile defender. A little 6'11". Guard 1 through 5. Whoa, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let him talk.
Let me defend my bro Nick. Let me defend my bro Nick.
Defend him.
Okay.
Where are we gonna find another 22-year-old center? We don't have no draft picks, right? Where are we gonna find a young center again like this that can guard 1 through 5? That's a lob threat that can block shots, that can defend at his level. Where are we gonna find that? At? You know what I'm saying? Where are we gonna find that? At?
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
So how
but I
just
just don't think we throw the bag at the man, right? Like we do have to remember we're going to have 9 free agents again to sign next year. I'm just saying.
No, I know that, but it's like go ahead, Keith.
We're gonna have a turnover
because
I know
Nick is ours. We drafted Nick Claxton, and he did what he had to do to get back in shape after missing 17 games. Like he did what he had to do. The Nets humbled that young man. The Nets put him on the floor in plain clothes for a bunch of games, so he could watch and want to be in there, but couldn't. So he got in shape. He conditioned. He did what he was supposed to do. There was a lot of rumors about him off the court, about what he's done in New York. He's a country boy. So being out here in these New York streets and Brooklyn and Manhattan and wherever else he could go, I think he got a little caught up. But now, he's back into.
Yo, Keith, they said he was doing the hookah. He was at the hookah club. He was sharing the hookah too much. That's why he got mono and he got mono.
Bro.
Yeah, he got the strep throat sharing. Stop sharing the hookah with the IG models.
You can't be in the club with them, bro. You too big. Your ass way too big to be in the club with the hookah and the chicks and Dykeman.
Yeah, bro, you can't do that, bro. That's how he got mono.
Ours. And but like you said,
agree,
where are we gonna find another
though?
22-year-old center?
Yeah,
we lost Jared Allen. We can't lose Nick Claxton.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We can't lose Nick.
But you got.
I can't go through it
You
twice.
got Shannon Sharp, but you got Shannon Sharp. I mean, you got Shannon Sharp. You got
Shannon Sharp.
You got Day-Day waiting in the wings.
He's talking about Day-Day. He's talking about Day-Day.
But let me ask you this, Keith. Okay, listen, I don't mind keeping the man. I'm just not throwing the bag at the guy. So give me a realistic number to keep this.
Okay,
I could be
realistic number.
That's all I'm saying. Like I will keep him.
I
don't want this dude making 10+ a year.
No.
Gonna kill.
I've said this before. I think Nick is $8 million a year. I'll give him $8 million a year.
I'll give him 7 to 8. 7 to 8 million. I'm giving him 7 to 8 for around 2 years, and I still think
money to blow.
Yeah,
clearly got money to blow.
And we have his rights. We have his rights.
There's going to be people who are gone. There's going to be people who are gone. Millsap's probably gone next year. Who knows about LaMarcus? I mean, he still has game in him, but if he gets that chip, who knows?
If this is the same cash,
Blake might be gone.
If that's the same cash that I can think, Cash says he's getting the bag.
Blake should be gone too. Good point, Keith.
Yeah.
Blake might be gone too.
Yeah,
it's just Claxton's defense is something you really can't pass up on, especially from where we drafted him.
Yep.
But I mean, his offense. I mean, we saw it. I mean, it's gotten better.
He started showing his offensive bag this week.
And if we get Kyrie back, we get Joe Harris back. I think Nick Claxton will start to show his lob threat.
Let us know in the chat right now what y'all.
I'm seeing an average of 8-5.
I see 5. I see 6. Somebody said 8 to 11.
Samuel Curtis said 20 mil. I don't care.
20 mil. Whoa! No. We can't. We do. Like I said, we have his rights. But we can go over the cap with him because we have his rights. But we still. Josiah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to go crazy with his debt. He got too much.
No, I'm not gonna like Jay said last stream. What's it called? Davis Bertans making $20 million a year. I'm more than fine with paying Clax $8 million a year, $7 million.
Yeah, that's true.
Bertans is making $20 million.
That's the NBA throwing bags at guys. There's a lot of guys making money that we're like, what?
Yeah.
I definitely think that if we do throw some money at Clax, you can say goodbye to either Bruce Brown or Bembry. I think Bruce, this might be. Damn. I don't know. Like somebody. But listen, you got DDJ, you got Bruce Brown, and Bembry. They're all very similar. Right? Let's be honest, right? Like they're not the greatest shooters, but they can bowl. All 3 of them can go to the rack with authority and get crazy. Yeah. They have their moments being consistent, not consistent, laying it in. Some are younger, have more energy.
The defense.
I has the most potential
of 3.
Yeah, he
Thank
does.
you. Yes.
He does.
So I mean, somebody got in an argument with me last stream saying no, we should just keep all 3, and I'm like, no, it's kind of redundant. I mean, you don't really need all 3. But I could see that happening too. It could open another spot.
Yeah. Somebody said 8 mil at best. Clax has a little hook now on offense. It's getting better.
He did have that little hook. That was funny. Yeah. That was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah. But this is my other question to Keith. Who is your favorite rookie? I know like people are saying, well, everybody knows Kessler Edwards was mine. I think Saint is Day-Day. Saint is Day-Day. Rage is probably Cam because Rage was on the Cam train early before we were all on the Cam train. I don't know, Chubbs, who's your rookie?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. I don't have a favorite. No, they all
Keith,
good.
who's your favorite rookie though out of all the rookies?
I'll say Kim, and I'll tell you why. But I want to go back to Clax. Another reason why we can't lose Claxton, they started to show this picture of him and how big his dad is.
Yeah.
Pause. Like they're saying that this dude is gonna fill out. So we don't want to get rid of Clax, and then he gets some muscle on him, and then he's a terror. We want to pair him with another rookie, another guy that we drafted, Day'Ron Sharp. Can you imagine the 1-2 punch of a Day'Ron Sharp and a Nick Claxton?
That's what I was saying.
But how many
Kyrie
times?
and Harden?
How many times have I said? How many times have I said? Are you talking about putting Clax at power forward? Is that what you're saying?
He could.
I mean, because I brought that up. Like,
his,
why don't
his
they just
offense got to
move
get better
Clax?
though. He's got to get his shot. He got to get a shot. And he's got to get his off. He's got to
Just
develop.
saying, if
But he's only
With,
22.
Kyrie and
He's got
KD
time.
and them.
He's got time.
Working
He's
out
22.
with Harden too much in the offseason. Working out with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah, you got to work out with KD.
Speaking of Kyrie, we got breaking news. This photo was just sent to me where Keith McPherson. Oh no! Wait a minute. Give me a second. I found this. I gotta wait for it to pop up here. But
You said
this
breaking
photo.
news and Kyrie. You scared
Yes,
me, bro.
yes. No breaking news.
Don't
This
do that.
involves you, man. Breaking news
I
because
thought
somebody
you said,
just
breaking
sent.
news, Kyrie. I'm on the edge of my
Somebody
seat. Like,
just
don't
sent
tell
this
me
to
some
me.
bad news.
No. This is what I do, bro. You're gonna figure it out. Like this is what I do.
It's gonna be the nastiest breaking news.
Breaking news, like this was caught before Kyrie went into. He was caught hanging out with Keith McPherson.
Yo, who did this, yo?
That was right before.
Yo,
I was before.
you didn't tell me you knew Kyrie like that, bro.
Yeah, bro. What's up,
dude?
dude?
We was at the bar in Jersey. You know, I got a couple of beers. I gave him a John Boy hoodie. This was a long time ago. I ain't with
I
John
thought
Boy
this was
now.
recent, bro.
Kyrie repping the John Boy though. Kyrie repping the John Boy.
He put Kyrie face over John Boy's face. You wild. You wild for that.
Thank you, Rage.
Oh, shout
John
out to
Boy
Kyrie,
somewhere
bro.
like, what are they doing on YouTube? This doesn't belong on YouTube.
Yes.
That's not my channel.
Yeah, dude, we've been doing a thing here called What's Kyrie, like, because I'm a clown, like, and the only way I've been able to deal with, like, the Kyrie stuff is do, like, what's Kyrie been doing? And me and Rage have been coming up with, like, funny, like, just taking Kyrie's head and coming up with funny stories. And this is probably always going to stay here, but this was our, like, what's Kyrie doing?
Nah, this is iconic. This is iconic.
You know how good he sleeps after the Nets lose to the Rockets on the road, and he
Look
checks
at that
his bank
smile.
account, and his bank account is cha-ching. He got paid for that Rockets
that
game we
17
lost. He
bill.
was sleeping fine that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that smile.
He was
Yeah,
sleeping
so
just fine while the Nets lost that game to the Rockets. He checked,
I had to
Oh,
give
he
you.
checked his bank account the next day. He
Yeah.
said cha-ching.
I had to give you the Kyrie treatment. I didn't want to do what's Kyrie doing today, but I had to make it work somehow. So
Yeah. Shout out to Kyrie, man. Oh, going into the Kyrie, Sean Marks. We heard Sean Marks speak on Kyrie, and what I took from that interview with Sean Marks, he basically, first of all, Sean Marks looks very tired, but he basically he looked like he was tired as hell. Like he was basically
He's
saying,
stressed out.
He's stressed out, bro. He's basically saying, listen, Kyrie's gonna make us better. What we're going, he said, the Nets, the decision of holding Kyrie off in the beginning of the year was because of continuity. They wanted a team to have chemistry, continuity in the beginning of the year. That's why they sat him. But now they were devastated by COVID. The whole league's devastated by COVID. Continuity is just thrown out the window because we're going to have players for the next upcoming weeks or months going in and out the lineup. We have injuries. We got COVID. We got protocols. So it's like, continuity thrown out the window. That's what kind of got with Sean Marks. And then he's like, I'm gonna press the Kyrie button and say, you're good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But how you feel about, y'all saw that Sean Marks? How y'all feel about the Sean Marks?
First off, I pulled a quote from it. He said, several months ago, we made a decision that was based around what was best for the team.
Yeah.
The root of that is sev, like the number 7. It wasn't several months ago, Sean. This was 2 months ago. It was October 12th. Here we are a little bit after December 12th, and you're talking about several months ago we made this decision. So y'all made that decision in June? You didn't make that decision several months ago.
No.
He said what was best for the team at that point was continuity.
Yeah.
And I think all about like what you just said.
Yeah.
So what they were thinking about was like, okay, not letting Kyrie be bigger than the team. All of us have either played a team sport or worked on a team at work, at school, whatever, where it's like we're all buying into this together. No one person is bigger than the team.
Yeah.
But quickly they found out the team loves Kyrie.
Yeah.
And they need him in practice. He helps make the team better. He makes players better. If you watch that interview with KD on the Knuckleheads 2 weeks ago, KD was talking about how many people he took under his wing last year. Bruce Brown, Landry Shamet. He's like, Kyrie made these guys better in practice.
Facts.
So they start thinking about it, right? We're low on players because of protocols. We're already playing KD 37 minutes a night.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Press the Kyrie button now while we have an excuse. Hey, we're down to 10 days and rookies. We had to do this. We're paying him a lot of money.
What choice does Sean Marks have? What choice does he have? Like I said, he had to press the Kyrie
He had
button.
no choice. As you said, he's stressed. He said this is a collaborative effort. I don't make these decisions on my own. We talk about it. They talked about it and they thought about it and they said, you know what? People are going to be mad, but let them be mad. This is our team.
Yeah.
Josiah is a businessman. He wants his ROI, return on investment. He's paying Kyrie. That picture you put up of Kyrie sleeping, he ain't paying Kyrie to wake up and see that fresh deposit in his account. He's like, yo, bring him on these road games.
Facts. Yo, he's preaching.
But this is refreshing because honestly, Keith, I get a lot of crap on this show when I bring it real sometimes, talking about Kyrie and things that you just say. So it is kind of like refreshing to hear somebody be like, nah, man, this is what's up. Like, this is what we need.
You ain't paying him to sleep. You ain't paying him to sleep, bro.
No, that's why I always said, you got $35 million.
Josiah said, my religion is
winning
games and winning the championship. I said, hell yeah, say that. That's what I want my owner to say. I don't care about the protests outside Barclays. I don't care about your little Twitter rants and threads and beefs. I don't care about anti-vaxxers and tell Kyrie to just roll up his sleeve. And Kyrie signed to play basketball here before all this nonsense.
Yeah. Facts.
And he can still play basketball because y'all forget that Jonathan Isaac, Bradley Beal, Trey Burke, these guys are playing unvaccinated in the league.
Facts.
But Kyrie is the most famous. He's the world famous. He's in New York. So it's different for him. They tried to villainize him, and the Nets said, let it pass for a couple months, and we'll press the Kyrie button when it makes sense. Yeah. If we were 9-21, it'd be a different feel. Yeah. We're on top, and the Nets decided flex on the NBA world a little bit because KD just won with a bunch of rookies, make them really scared. Press the Kyrie button now.
That's why they mad, bro. The haters is mad.
They got shook. They got shook.
They shook right now. They shook because they know when we press the Kyrie button, they know they in trouble, bro. That's why everybody mad.
It surprised me 2 months sooner than I thought. I thought they were gonna wait till after All-Star break and the deadline to push the button.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be way later in the season when they pushed the button, but hey, I'm happy Kyrie's back.
Perfect window. This COVID protocol taking out 10 players, it's all about press and media. I'm in the media now. I studied media in school. I know how this all operates. I know how this all works.
Yeah. Well, let me throw that in there.
This is a perfect time to be like, okay, we're going to bring Kyrie back because our team is stressed. They're overworked. It's unsustainable. We're going through hardship. We have hardship signings. Well, to relieve our hardship, Kai's back. Bing.
What do you think about the report? What do you think about the report that came out with that? I guess Matt Brooks, Nets Daily, they wrote the report saying that some of what was it, Harden's people and KD's people approached them and said, "We want this to happen," and it kind of felt like the forced hand. Are we in on all that?
Are you talking about the Shams article?
No. There was Matt Brooks came out with an article. If you Keith, you can go for it, but. It just of it came out basically saying that representatives for Harden KD basically went to Sean Marks and them and said, yo, we need this to happen. And Marks felt like his hand was kind of.
We need the Kyrie button to be pushed. That's what.
Yeah, he felt like his hand was kind of. What happened then?
Oh, we lost Keith.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
It's all good. It's all right. Maybe his connection cut. He'll be back though.
The vibe just went down ever since he left. That just killed the whole mood.
Shout out to Keith. He was preaching though, bro. He was
talking. I'm like, yo.
He was talking that talk, bro. Shout out BFB. He said you're beautiful, Keith. Oh my god. Shout out Leb. Nah, he'll be back, bro. He'll be back. He probably his connection went down. Adrian Lopez said he's gone. Yeah. What were we talking? Oh, we were talking about Kyrie. We'll just keep the conversation. Stuff happens. Stuff happens.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Back.
I thought I said
he's
something
back.
wrong, Keith. I was like, did I bring up the wrong side? And Keith's like, yo, I'm not part of this. Peace out later, guys.
Nah, hell no. As soon as I went to pull the article up, it took the tab.
Took the tab off? Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, damn it.
It's all good,
That's
bro.
a stream, y'all. You're good, bro.
I thought I heard him like go in, I can't be part of this. Goodbye.
Nah, I can definitely be part of it. And
I'm just talking smack.
That's the thing. Like I said, I'm part of the media, but they know I'm going to keep it real. I work
Keep
with
it
Matt
100,
Brooks,
bro.
too. Matt Brooks, Brian from the Glue Guys, and I used to do live streams during the pandemic where we would watch old games. We called it Netflix and chill. And he's a good dude. He's a good basketball mind. If you watch some of his threads about the game, you can learn some stuff. I definitely have learned some stuff about basketball. But writing this article, I don't know how y'all feel about Nets Daily. I don't know how y'all feel about Nets Daily's Twitter presence.
Oh my God, you know how I feel about. I think you.
We do like Matt Brooks. Like we will.
We do like. I like the Nets Daily
Matt
reporters,
Brooks
but the Nets Daily Twitter,
Can be a little.
Me and him we got some beef, but you know.
Lev said I just put him back up.
He left it.
Nah, I wouldn't disrespect Playboy. I wouldn't disrespect. But nah. So I feel like they just have a little bit of an agenda, and most reporters do. They want to get their agenda across through their work, through their Twitter, whatever. And they all took hard stances, right? And when I say that, I put out a tweet from the second Talkin Nets Twitter, not the bigger one, the second one I had to make, where I was like, the most entertaining part about this whole Kyrie thing is how many people have to eat their words, delete their tweets, and backpedal now. Because y'all said this would never happen. Y'all said there was no way in hell the Nets would do this.
He's not going to play another game for the Nets.
His career is over. He's going to
He's
get
going to
traded.
retire.
He's going to get traded. They're going to ship his ass out of here. And like, okay, I get it. But now you got to write articles where the article reads like this secret intimidation meeting went down where basically representatives from Kevin Durant's camp and other representatives from James Harden's camp met with the Brooklyn Nets brass to come up with a decision to press the Kyrie button or else. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Anybody would meet and say, okay, we have one of the best players in the world available for 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Is 50% of the time going to help what we're doing here? Or is 0% of the time going to help what we're doing here? That 50% helps a lot. 0 doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
Press the damn button.
You're still paying him for those games. You're still paying them for those games. It's not like it's going to hurt chemistry. He's practicing and he makes players better. It's not going to hurt anything.
He is the glue. He is the guy. They all look up to him, even KD.
Yeah. He brought everybody together, like I'm saying.
He's the guy. Go watch that interview for the Knuckleheads where KD is talking about the way Kyrie practices. And then even Richardson is talking about it. He's like, Kyrie's on some Kobe shit. Like, Kyrie will practice, like, off-balance left-hand putbacks for 30 minutes. Like his workouts are intense like that. Yeah. And he's been doing that on his own, ramping up. And I think that's why the Nets are like, oh, we don't know what he looks like. We know what he looks like. And also, I want y'all to think about this with the timing of Kyrie. I'm glad I'm here because I haven't kicked some of these conspiracy theories or thoughts. When he got hurt in June, and he sprained his ankle. Have you ever sprained your ankle before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, the ligaments get they swells up.
It swells up. You get that big
purple. It's
sore.
sore. You gotta like rehab that back to stretch those ligaments back out to make it feel right.
Yeah.
That takes at least 3 months. And then you got to rebuild the strength in the muscles around your calf and your ankle. I had to do it 3 different times playing football growing up. Like, damn, bang my ankle again. Got to ice this shit up. Got to fucking rehab. Got to bring this. So Kyrie did all of that. Think about it. That's June, July, August, September, October, November. We're in December now. 6 months, half a year until he probably now feels back to normal after a sprained ankle or back to his like strength.
Yeah.
There's timing in that too. He's probably telling KD, I feel good, bro. Telling the Nets, hey, I'm springy, I'm bouncy.
Yeah, I'm back.
I feel like I can play all night. I'm itching to hoop. I'm a hooper. I feel good. I'm rested. I'm ready to help. Let me help.
Fair enough. Yo, I was gonna ask you. I know you see Nets Daily be tweeting spicy. We'll talk more about that off air, but I know you see they be talking spicy about Kyrie,
I
bro.
interact with them, but I make sure people know like I'm not a part of them because like
he be talking. Yo, he
But
be
bro,
talking.
think
wild.
about bro is how old is he? I don't honestly know. He's
He's 90 years old. Like that's a
That's a
90-year-old
good
I thought
man.
I was the only one, bro.
That's a good guess. He's a 90-year-old
No, I
Nets
think
fan.
he's in his 70s. But hey, to jump in here, shout out to Sean Bales.
Thank you
Keith
for
is
super
a
chat,
gem.
Hey, put the
Appreciate
money
it.
up.
Thank you,
Yep.
Donation.
Keith
Donation.
is a gem. We're lucky to have him in Nets Nation, Brooklyn.
It's
Scary
crazy.
hours.
I didn't know we would ever
2020.
have like this type of technology, this type of fan base.
Yeah.
I started rooting for the Nets, and there wasn't even really anybody talking about it online. It was the era where, like, I guess forums started, and there were some like basketball blogs. But for us to be where we're at now in the Nets world with all these Nets fans and our culture finally getting to where it was, like all this was planned, and it's kind of just like greater than people actually expected, faster. Like when you move a team from New Jersey to Brooklyn, it's for greener pastures, it's for better days, it's for the organization to actually get to the mountaintop. We figured we couldn't do it in Jersey, and so for us to have a good team, have fans like Nets Kingdom, you guys working, putting shows together, stuff like that, like I'm happy to come on. And honestly, now that I've been like put on the radio, I've started curving some people because there's a lot of people reaching out like, would love to have you on my podcast, man. You'd be great on my podcast. I'm like, no shit. But I'm not trying to do your whack ass podcast about
It's funny how they reach out
Giants
to
or
you
some
when
shit.
you level up. That's when they reach out to you like, oh yo,
Right.
come on my
I've
thing.
been watching Nets Kingdom. I've
Yeah.
been trying to figure out when to get on with you guys. I'm not just doing an hour-long podcast with somebody for free that I don't believe in, that I don't support, that's not talking about the same stuff
Appreciate
I'm
that,
talking
bro.
about,
Yes.
especially now. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm glad that the viewers, the people in the chat are showing love.
Yeah,
I've been
they
popping
showing
in
love,
there,
bro.
and I just jumped into the Discord too.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro. Yeah,
No,
like I said,
listen, just so somebody, little disclaimers, like don't crap on him. I mean, listen, bro. At the same
we're
time,
not
it's
crapping
like,
about on Nets
it's
Daily.
like Nets Daily will crap on other people, right? And it's as if you're supposed to, like, I
Like,
love
bow
some
to
of
their
the
verified
content.
badge. That's another
it's,
thing
it's,
too.
oh, preach.
I don't
Thank
even
you,
want
bro.
a
Thank you.
verified badge, yo, because then I gotta
Yeah.
move different. And that's the thing about me. They shouldn't even give me a blue verified badge. They should give me like a green one. Like he's new. He ain't ready yet. Like
That's
I
what
don't
I'm saying.
want to
That's the
act
thing with my Nets Daily, right? You're the biggest Nets page on Twitter. You're verified. People are gonna see you when they type Brooklyn Nets in on Twitter. So
You're
you
the
gotta
highest
act.
followered people. If you
You're
look
the
up
highest
Nets,
follower.
you're going to find him and you're going to follow
And it's
him.
been
You
that
can't-
way
don't
for
know
years.
anything.
Nets Daily has been around for years, a decade, probably more.
You can't talk about Kyrie a certain. You can't put your opinions like bad opinions about Kyrie because you represent the Nets. At the end of the day, you
Right.
represent the Nets, so you
And
can't really talk
misrepresent us as
spicy on
fans.
Twitter like
we don't
that.
all
about it.
feel like that.
All
They see
about-
the one
yeah.
verified Nets fan account and they think
Yeah.
Nets fans feel this way.
Yeah.
Nah, I was out there with a "We Support Kyrie" shirt at practice in the park. Like,
Yeah.
yo, let bro chill. Let
Yeah.
him go do what he's doing.
Yeah, that was the thing that, because listen, Nets Daily, like, yes, he tweets some stuff that I enjoy. I still follow if I like it.
I still
click
follow
it. I
him
don't
too.
know.
He is clever.
But
He is
he's
smart.
clever, right? But the way I look at it, this is that if you haven't come out, I haven't seen a positive tweet since we found out that Kyrie was coming back. And that just kind of says something. Like at the end of the day, it says something. Don't really want to go into any further than that. But shout out! This will be a good break.
Thank you
when
for
we
the
move on to the
super
next
chat,
thing.
JH. Thank you.
Yes, big shout out to Nets Kingdom and Keith Mcpherson. I found Talkin Nets with Keith first, and then a week later, NK. I support y'all heavies. Nets
Thank you,
World,
bro.
let's go. Thank you, bro. Appreciate
Talk about
it.
how you started. Well, Talkin Nets, how that all began. Like, what was the origin of that, so that people know.
I mean, honestly, like I didn't have the idea to be a Nets podcaster or do a Nets show. The Nets used to discourage me. The Nets used to disappoint me. Being a Nets fan was like my third rank.
It was heartbreaking.
Fandom.
It was heartbreaking those years, bro.
Like I look back at some of my old tweets about the Nets, like getting hype in the first quarter, getting hype in the second quarter, third quarter starting to realize we was gonna lose. Fourth quarter, I'm turning the game off. I'm fucking mad. Like we couldn't close, so it was like I didn't want to make a podcast or a channel about a team that wasn't winning. I didn't think anybody would want to hear it. I didn't think anybody would want to, do that. But when we got KD and Kyrie, the season before that, obviously with D'Lo and the City Edition jerseys for the first time, and the guys dancing on the bench with Theo, and that different team that we had. That 2018 season was the one where I was like, "Yo, something is happening." Like
the culture, you saw the culture moving. Yeah,
we're actually getting respect from all corners of the basketball world for how we vibe in our arena, how our team is playing, how our team looks on the court, our merch, our jerseys. Like we have developed our own identity, our own swag as Nets fans, and that was something to be proud of. And then that attracted KD and Kyrie. I remember being in London for the Yankees Red Sox London series, and I brought my Nets gear because I knew there was a chance that the clean sweep would happen. And when it happened, I'm wearing my Vince Carter jersey. I damn near cried. I'm like, this is it. I'm telling my dad, my wife, they don't really understand it. My dad is a Knicks fan. He understood it. He just didn't say shit. But I'm like, this is what we were building to, right? If they win, like, people are going to want to play there. Who was it? Luis Scola was like, when they win, they'll get everybody. Or, what was his name? The Nets.
Jared Dudley.
Jared Dudley said it, but it was one. I think it was one of our foreign players early.
Yeah, it was Luis Scola.
Luis Scola is like once they win, they'll get everyone, because what he knew was how dope it was living in Brooklyn and living in New York. So, and I know I'm long-winded, but I got to preface all of this before I tell you how I started Talkin Nets and how we did it. I just was being a fan. I went to playoff games. I tweeted a little bit from my personal account, and I was already in the Yankee world. I was already in Yankees Twitter. In 2014, I was the Yankee cave dweller. Major League Baseball had this place in New York City called the MLB Fan Cave, where they had 8 fans watch every regular season game together and make content and videos, and there was an MTV show and all this stuff, like this whole like activation. So that gave me some like popularity in the Yankee world. And then I started doing videos and podcasts and YouTube stuff in the Yankee world, and I was able to connect with John Boy. John Boy was starting John Boy Media, and he had went viral off of like Aaron Boone's Savage in the Box rant and a couple other videos that he did, to the point where like he was building a business. And then I come to find out like he actually had a real business with investors and people that were like backing him to like make digital content, podcasts, YouTube videos, Instagram, Twitter stuff. So once I linked with John Boy, it wasn't even on any business stuff. It was just like seeing him come up through Yankees Twitter, and I was one of the other people coming up in Yankees Twitter. And there was no real place for me in his company. I was unemployed. I was friends with him, and he was like, well, listen, man, we have Talkin Yanks. That's John Boy's podcast. That's his first podcast that made him big. They also made Talkin Baseball, talking about the whole league. They have Talkin Giants. They wanted to start talking football. They have Talkin Knicks, but instead of starting talking basketball, one of the investors said, how come you guys have all these New York teams, but you don't have the Nets? The Nets have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Like, they're going to be good. The only Nets fan that was in the proximity of John Boy was me. He said, hey, we want to start Talkin Nets. I can't pay you anything. I can't bring you on full time yet, but this brings you into the fold of the company and what we're trying to do here. If you can get Talkin Nets off the ground, maybe we'll be able to like bring you on. I get Talkin Nets off the ground. They bring me on as an intern. I think I was making like $15 an hour. They just didn't have the money in the company yet. Then the company starts growing. They check my background, and then they are able to go to the investors and say, hey, this dude deserves X amount of dollars for this position. So then they brought me into the company with an actual position, helping Jimmy, Jake, John Boy, all the stuff that John Boy does. And Talkin Nets was like my little side project. Well, come to work on that side project long enough, Hudson Flynn, who was my like intern, I elevated him to co-host. We start co-hosting shows and really killing it on Twitter. Credit to Hudson. Once I showed him like how to live tweet the games and how to do a couple things on Twitter, he ran with it and really made that voice for the Talkin Nets Twitter.
Yeah, y'all Twitter blew up fast. Y'all.
It was a formula. We had a strategy of how to cover
KD
the
even
games.
follows y'all on Twitter, bro.
KD followed because it was undeniable. It's like, yo, these dudes got every highlight. They make memes. They make their own videos that ended up getting us suspended, whatever. We use Twitter.
I got to ask you, how you get your account? Yo, he got his account back too. Like, I was like, oh, you get your account back,
I worked on it, and I'll tell that story too. So Talkin Nets starts to get the attention of the Yes Network, who already supported me. I give the Yes Network credit for putting me on. They put me in a commercial when I had like 4,000 followers on Twitter. And like I was relatively unknown, but they rock with me. You know, it's about energy. It's about how you make people feel. And they rock with me. So they threw me a bone. They did this Rise of Talkin Nets. Like it's on the Talkin Nets Twitter. It tells my story about how I came into John Boy, how I elevated Hudson, whatever. Talkin Nets starts to become its own thing. It's like in the playoffs last year, it was recognizable in the Nets world and in the NBA world as well. We had like Bleacher Report retweeting us, NBA Central, a bunch of big brands rocking with us. John Boy Media is a baseball company. John Boy Media is focused on the Yankees and the baseball landscape. They don't really even understand, I don't think, what Talkin Nets was doing. They didn't even really want Talkin Nets to become what it was. So we had some discussions. Hudson ended up going his own way and like working on like school, focusing on school. He takes like 19 or 20 credits, something like that at Fordham.
Damn.
Me, I was also doing my baseball stuff, and I was emerging as just like my individual self that, you know, now is on the radio. Like I got my radio first audition was in August. So that's in the summer. Now we get into this season. It's just me. Hudson's not on the brand. And I'm feeling like the company isn't really supporting Talkin Nets because they're wrapped into baseball and now they're getting into gaming and other stuff. So I'm just like, you know, I felt like on my own. That's why I say big ups to you guys having your own team.
Yeah.
But now Talkin Nets is me. Hudson is going to come back because we were able to take it from the company, and I just own the brand Talkin Nets, and I'm exploring what to do with it, where to take it, how to make the podcast profitable, how to make the YouTube better. But what it is like it's an important brand in this Nets world, in this Nets fandom, because it's already attached to the KD era. So that's why I was like, I'm not stopping this. I'm not ending this. I'm like, we already have lived through some of these moments. I'm just going to keep working on it, and it's going to grow. And, like, I'm going to keep collabing with people like you guys and keep reaching out, connecting with fans at the games and building and doing, because it's the more that you guys do, the more content you do, the more podcasts you do, the more things that you do. Every time you do that, someone new is seeing you. Someone new is hearing you. Someone new is deciding, I am a Nets fan. I rock with these guys. I'm going to listen to these guys. And that's how it all grows on top of what our team is doing. They're winning games. They're the best team in the East, and they're doing it with less. Like, that's how Talkin Nets got started. And now, what was I about to say about the story about Talkin Nets with
how you get Twitter back?
Oh, Talkin Nets Twitter. That was a huge cog in it, right? Because what value does it have if our YouTube is about to break 1,000 subscribers? We'll be able to monetize that. Search Talkin Nets on YouTube. Subscribe.
Talkin Nets.
In 22, we'll have a better format for what the videos will be. But when we lost the Twitter account, we had like 14,000 followers. We lost that value. Luckily, through my career and my experience, I worked at MTV for 2.5 years, and I met this girl there, a smart girl named Liz. She ended up going on to work at Twitter and being one of the higher-ups at Twitter in their insights. You know, the Twitter insights is trying to figure out what you like. Why are you ordering these City Edition jerseys? You must shop at Dick's Sporting Goods. You must be 25 years old and live in New York. Like, Twitter has this whole insights department. So I was able to connect with her. She works there, and I was telling her since September when we had the account suspended, I need this account back. I need this account back. I need this account back. She told me what to do. She reached out to the other party, Universal Music Group, who suspended our account because we used to have Pop Smoke music in the background of song.
You can't play. Twitter goes crazy if you play music. That's why I thought I'd mute everything, bro.
You know, like the Nets will win, and we'll be like, just smoke that Knicks pack.
You'll play a song. It's a rap after you put
KD with the vibes. And we got KD dancing in the hallway with the Warriors. We got Kyrie dancing in front of the class. You know, we got Harden dancing in the club. Like,
Twitter.
And we got Pop Smoke's music under. We had like 20 videos. They flagged us. They banged the account. But then when I got with WFAN, right now, when you Google my name, I have some credentials behind my name. But before that, when I was reaching out to the Universal Music from my Gmail account or my John Boy account, they weren't responding. I reached out from my WFAN Odyssey account, and I got the attention of the guy that suspended our accounts. And I told him, listen, man, I'm with Talkin Nets. I'm with WFAN. We do this for the fans. We do this for the team. We're not trying to steal any music. I need you to unlock our account. He reached out to Twitter. They were already waiting. It just got connected the other night when I was at the game.
Bro.
Thursday.
They're like, dude,
crazy.
You
got connected.
I accidentally logged into it. I was like, wait, this shit is unlocked. And then I checked my emails, and my emails basically, like, they did the work on Thursday. I hadn't checked my emails since, like, 4 or 5 o'clock before the game, and we're back. And I'm like,
90% of people will not get their Twitter back after all that,
exactly,
bro.
because
you had to, like,
it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know, bro.
If you don't know anybody or they don't know you, then things just get taken from you, locked, and you get told no. I told Hudson, I was like, bro, I refuse to be stopped. It's for the Nets world. I'm not letting them stop me, bro. We're getting that shit back. We worked too hard to build that account up.
When you were telling I always think in terms like or I call it your origin story, right? Like it became super WFAN. This is when you said like the lowly Nets, right? Like people don't remember this shit. Like Like people don't remember. People don't
cool.
remember.
No, they don't.
Loud and proud, all
Damn.
35 seasons. My last game. Like people don't.
They don't remember, what was his name?
Remember,
What was our owner's name? Mikhail Prokopov.
Mikhail Prokopov.
Yeah. But even
Prokopov.
before
Yeah,
that, though,
Prokhorov.
like,
Yeah,
people
Prokhorov.
don't remember those Jersey days. And yes, it's fashionable to be a Net fan now because your new favorite players here. But like, I don't think some people understand what this means for some people to be in the position that we're in and going forward.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean,
it's crazy, bro. What are you thinking about? It's
stock.
crazy.
We were the
laughing
stock
stock.
NBA joke.
Yeah,
and people thought we were doomed forever too. Even the Brooklyn Nets, when the Brooklyn Nets, not the New Jersey Nets, when the Brooklyn Nets made the trade for Garnett, for Pierce, and we rolled out there with Jason Kidd, like that era in 2013, people were like, "You guys are doomed. This is gonna doom your franchise for over a decade. Like you lost your picks. These guys were bums. They were at the end of their careers. Ha ha ha. The Brooklyn Nets made a mistake. They're never gonna be good in Brooklyn." Nah, Sean Marks came in here, and the Kenny Atkinson era, like that
changed
started
everything.
to turn it around, and that's why I'm like, yo, I'm so on it because I've watched it. I was at the playoffs in 2013, 2015, 2018. I hate Philly. I'll never get over it. I'll never get over Joel Embiid elbowing Jared Allen like that.
I hate Philly.
dude, that was brutal.
Yeah, and that blatant foul never called on Jared Allen. That was a foul. That was a foul.
The refs are, how trash these NBA refs consistently are, and like that team, we won that first game and then we end up getting like gentlemen swept, but like we built off that, and now we are the big bad Brooklyn Nets. Now it's scary hours. Now we have the MVP. Now we can push the Kyrie button and laugh at the rest of the league. Joe Harris is waiting in the wings. We got a bunch of rookies that can ball. We got so many players we don't even know how to figure out what five are going to be the best in this situation and that situation yet. But these are good problems to have. And like we're stronger than ever. Our fan base is stronger than ever.
Blessed.
Let me in the chat, if you guys have any questions for Keith, just put at we'll put at Keith. Put at Keith in the chat right now. Any questions for Keith? Again,
Keith's like us. He's on all of it, watching it all, monitoring.
Yeah.
Like,
put at Keith in the chat, right? At Keith in the chat.
Like if you notice, like I'm not gonna clown on Keith, but Keith stands up because dude's got energy. He's moving around. He's got screens.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Keep me and the energy. They love the energy. This is what gets your energy. Like he gets the energy up, bro.
And this is how you should be as a fan and fandom. You should be fired up about your team. This is our culture. This is our religion. When I say it was quiet for us, it wasn't cool to be a Nets fan. I was telling people, yeah, I root for the Nets, but I root for LeBron and KD, and I watch star players, but I'm a Nets fan. I root for the Nets, but I really just watch the whole league. That's whack.
Like, no, the worst thing I ever hear when we're talking about players is, oh no, I'm just a Harden fan. No, I'm just a Kyrie fan. No, I'm just a KD fan. But y'all team suck. And it's like, dude, like this is exactly like the way I look at it. Like if you weren't a Net before your favorite player got to this team, get to stepping, like get the F out of here. Right. Like because
if you weren't rooting for Brook Lopez, if Brook Lopez wasn't your favorite player, the best player
exactly.
on your team.
I don't want to hear I don't want to hear your team breakdown when you're just rooting for.
We got the questions
player.
coming in. Shout out Crazy Cat Lady. She said, "What's your favorite Nets jersey, Keith?"
Oh, my favorite Nets jersey is the Jason Carter one. Or Jason Carter. I'm burnt. That means I gotta go eat. I'm getting my motor skills are slow because I ain't eat dinner yet. I said Jason Carter. Jason Kidd. This is an iconic Nets jersey right here.
I remember
Jason
that one
Kidd,
too.
Where's my phone?
The navy.
That's the first jersey you think of when you say Nets, bro. That's literally the first jersey I think of.
Jersey. That's that New Jersey.
That's the first jersey I think of.
And I know y'all probably seen me post this picture. I post it all the time because people try to pull my card. They're like, oh, well, you just started rooting for the Nets this season.
They always do that, bro. Just because they said the same thing to me, bro. Just because just because I started the channel like in 2020. They're like,
because now is the time to start channels for Nets fans. What's happening to our fan base is that we do have the star players. We are really good. This is what happens, right? This is what happened to the Warriors.
It's like,
why the Warriors have all those fans in Barclays and MSG? Because over the years, they built their culture. They built their fan base, and that's what we're doing.
I didn't know how to do YouTube as soon as I was born. People expect you to know how to do YouTube as soon as you were born. Like,
right.
I started figuring it out.
Oh, damn.
There it is. Yeah, put it closer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's
it
like,
is.
how old are you there? 15, probably?
Yeah, like
That's
14.
That boy had
I
the
think I was
braids.
a freshman,
That boy had the
14.
braids.
The cornrows.
My mom was like,
crazy.
"What you want to wear for picture
Iverson,
day?"
he
I'm
had the
like, "The
Iverson
best
My
Nets jersey I could find."
That's awesome.
Oh,
I had
man,
it. My the last jersey I had was a kid jersey, and I don't even know what that. Somebody stole that thing from me. It
Of
had to
course
been.
they did.
But
Of course
hey,
they
next
stole that.
next question. We're gonna keep them rapid fire here from SARS. Shout out to SARS. Hey, at Keith McPherson, would you take the Harden trade back? Ooh,
Nah. Nah, I just
he said
understood
nah.
what it was.
Nah.
Nah, I just understood what it was, and we're still gonna get value out of Harden. The book isn't over. Like, I hate that Evan Roberts, my guy, works at my station. He compared him to Darren Williams, and I'm like, that's not fair to Harden, bro. You can't already
No,
write
don't
him
do
off.
that. No,
You don't know
Hell
what you can't write him
Hell
off.
no.
No.
I get frustrated at Harden a little bit from time to time, but he's not on the D Will. D Will stole from us is the
All
way
it's
I
gonna
look at
take
it.
is one
Yeah.
playoff moment where Harden hits a step back three, and Nets fans are gonna be like, "I love James
Love
Harden.
Harden.
He hit the game-winning step back dagger."
True. All right,
Next
next
question.
one. The Brooklyn Ready Rookies. We can build our franchise around these 4 draft picks. Do you agree? Let me just throw in another one because it's kind of similar. So questions when everybody comes back with rookie, would you be most comfortable putting into the rotation? So address, like, hey, yeah,
Build our
we can build our
franchise around
franchise.
4 draft picks.
I wouldn't say build our franchise around them, but they're definitely part of the franchise
Keep
and
going forward.
the
Yeah.
lineup going forward for sure. Plus, we did address this kind of earlier, Keith, and you can dig into it. Like, how much do you think the rookies should
Which
be
rookie would you be most
instituted
comfortable putting into
So-
the rotation?
once Kyrie's back and all that?
I say Nets fans remember the times of us hosting the draft and not having a draft pick. That was rough.
Painful.
We had these 4 draft picks or whatever, and we could have traded them. I know we were talking
Facts.
on Talkin Nets about trade the picks. No, this is culture building. This is foundation building. They went out and scouted, and they did their research and their homework on what players and what fits they thought fit with this team. And I think these 4 rookies, as far as Cam Thomas, Day'Ron Smith, Kessler Edwards, and David Duke Jr., they're stars. Like, they're going to be NBA stars. And they're here to back up guys that are getting older, like KD. KD is here for the next 4 years. You put talent around him, and you let him mold these type of guys. Cam Thomas is already coming off the bench like a 6th man. He hasn't in the last 2 games because we've needed him, but they've already put him in that role of like a 6-man scorer coming off the bench and getting buckets.
Right.
I really wish Day'Ron Sharpe would get more minutes because his size and his skill set, like when he gets comfortable, when he gets ready
Thank you.
at an NBA level, he's going
well,
to be
I
a
got
monster.
time out, Keith. Why are you showing Clax when he's talking about Sharp, AJ? I think you're doing that on
I was
purpose.
wondering. I was like,
Right?
that's not
Like,
Day'Ron.
No, because this is
It's
like
Team Clax all day. No, I'm saying Team
No.
Clax.
We're
I'm joking,
talking
I'm
about
joking.
Fat Man right there. Keith,
Roy
Keith was
Williams-
in the middle of talking about that man, not your man.
Roy
Getting
Williams
lucky.
said he expects him to be a Hall of Famer. Roy
Thank
Williams
you.
knows
Oh.
what type of talent this kid
No, I
is.
love Day'Ron too. I love Day'Ron.
And
Nobody's saying
when
that
we
about
get
Clax.
him there, he's going to be a beast in this league, and we're also going to have Claxton. We're also going to have KD, Kyrie, Harden,
Oof.
Cam Thomas. Like, there's
Oof.
going to be beasts on this team together. These young
keep
guys is what
speaking
like
it.
we're building around these guys. And if there's no room for them or they don't materialize, they get traded. But this isn't John and Musa and Rodion Kurucs. Like, we actually went out and drafted
Musa.
guys that are like gonna be NBA superstars next to our superstars. Like, that's the
Facts.
future. When
Facts.
because there's a lot of people that hate on the Nets and they're already trying to say, they're screwed once KD and Kyrie are done. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Move
Sounds good
on.
today.
It's building our
for a
future.
hater.
Building our
Sounds good
future. That's
for
what
a
it is. It's building our future. Not we don't got to build around the franchise around it. It's building our future with these. players.
Exactly.
AJ, you ain't hear what Saint just said? He said nobody's saying that about Claxton.
Bro, look at the comments, bro. Leb, tell him Leb, please, Leb. Look at Leb.
I've
Thank
never
you, Leb.
heard Claxton and Hall of Fame in the same sentence. Thank you. Moving on to
Bro.
next question.
Bro,
Next
bro.
question
They're
by
doing my son
I know
dirty.
you
They're
keep
doing
going.
They're doing my guy dirty.
I know you keep going back to that one, but DJ, shout out to DJ Chasm to say, Keith, your thoughts on Javon Carter laughing his ass off. We have we're becoming very despondent by Javon Carter and not really enjoying.
It works that you went to Javon Carter after Day'Ron Sharpe because we got them together. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if the price of us having to watch Javon Carter shoot like weird 3-point misses and like put up straight zeros in the box score while wearing number 0, which is odd. Like, if that's the price for Day'Ron Sharpe, fine.
Thank you. I'll take
Fine.
it.
I'll
Yes.
take it.
Facts.
I don't miss Landry Shamwow. He had a good
Shammy.
little run. Shamalama Ding Dong, but
Yeah.
Day'Ron
Sham
Sharpe,
God.
next couple years, no one's
Yeah.
going to be talking about Javon Carter. No one's going to be talking about Landry Shamet. They're going to be talking about the Nets were able to get that pick from the Suns and draft Day'Ron Sharpe with it.
You'll say, did you see what Michael K said? Look at
What did he say?
He said,
he
"Say,
said,
look at him."
Say's having an orgasm hearing about the
Oh
Day'Ron.
hell yes,
the Day'Ron
dude. Yes, dude. I'm telling you, Keith knows the truth though.
The
He
Day-Day,
said
he's talking
he
about the
said
Day-Day talk.
I'll remember
love Day-Day,
this
though.
stream
I love
and I
Day-Day.
will postmark the time that Keith said
Day'Ron
Sharpe and Hall of Fame in the same sentence, but not
Roy
about
Williams.
Clax.
I'll find the clip for you.
Thank
Roy
you.
Williams at
Please.
the end of the year
I
ceremony.
need that
he's
to
like,
play. I need to. Yes, I need that.
He said he said I expect he named some other guys that were NBA Hall of Famers. I forget, and this is Roy Williams. He's coming out of UNC, and he's like, I expect the same out of you. So
Yeah.
Nice. Shout out, I'm the GOAT, Chef Ankles. If you were to trade some people right now, who would it be and who would you trade for?
Oof.
I mean, that's
That's a
going to
tough
come
question.
up. And, you guys
It
are doing a
is.
good job with these questions because it's like
Yeah.
they one links to the next. Javon
Yeah.
Carter, there's no need for you here.
No.
And I said, if we could get a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, the big bag.
If
Oh, that's
you're
crazy.
watching, right,
In
Javon,
Javon
if you're
James
watching
for
right
Javon
now,
Carter.
we're sorry.
Disrespectful.
We're sorry if you're watching.
Yo,
If
he's-
Javon Carter's watching, I'll
even
say
the Nets,
this.
he's keeping it 100 though. Like he's keeping it
He said
100.
he said he
You
said
gotta
some
be
Cool
able to
Ranch
shoot.
Doritos
In the
though.
preseason, Javon Carter was hitting threes. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, if Javon Carter's going to be knocking down open threes, we're going to be all right without Kyrie for the first couple weeks.
Facts. I thought the same thing too, bro. When I see him hitting them threes, I'm like, oh,
I'm
Javon's
like,
a
hold
shooter.
on, I didn't know he
Bro,
could shoot
we're-
like this.
we're-
That
all we
went
needed
away
you
once
to
the
hit was
games
corner
counted.
threes.
Just hit
It was
your
just
open
the corner
threes.
and then
all of a
he
sudden
went-
the season
he shot
came.
like he had like 11% shooting splits or whatever. I was like,
Oh
bro,
my
you know how like
gosh.
during the game or whatever, like a player misses a free throw and you get a free box of curly fries or whatever, bro. I'll take that, bro.
Yeah.
I'll take that over Javon Carter.
I'll take a Nets rally towel in exchange for him. Like,
All right, we go to this last question here. Is shout out Isaac. He
I'll
said,
take a
"What do you think will
poster.
happen to Paul Millsap during mid-trade deadline?" Oh, that's a good question. Or on the offseason,
yeah,
Paul Millsap.
he's up there in age. I think
Oof.
they might do the solid for him because the NBA is a brotherhood, and Steve
Yeah.
Nash being our coach, he talks a lot about like veterans, and he's been there. He had a long career, and he looks at these guys that are veterans like LaMarcus Aldridge and Paul Millsap and James Johnson, and that's kind of why they've gotten some run too, like out of respect. They've gotten more run based off of their NBA careers. I think with Millsap, it's like if he sticks around with this team, they do it so that he can get a ring with us. If he gets traded, that's one thing.
Yeah.
That could be, like, all right, get him out of here. But people are talking about him being Jeff Green, and he ain't been nowhere close to the impact that Jeff Green had
Nah,
last
he
year.
had no impact. Yeah. And Leb, I'm gonna answer this last question because Leb asked it. He said, "Would you guys be willing to package a second with Javon Carter just to unload his contract?" Me, I want something in return. I'll take a pick for
No.
Javon. I'll take a pick for Javon
Yeah.
though.
I want
I want
cash
something in
I know we're
considerations. Give me
frustrated.
cash
I know- yeah.
considerations.
Cash consider. Yo, you're.
I think there is somebody honestly in the league
It's money.
that would do something.
I bet you the Lakers would take him.
the Lakers will take up. The Lakers will take
That's
anybody
how the
right
Lakers
now.
move. They take everybody.
They'll take everybody, bro.
Somebody's saying Javon Carter and Paul Millsap trade,
Nah, man.
but
they can
yeah,
go too, Loki.
I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't want to take. We're taking a bunch of. Keith's
yeah,
time
I
today.
know.
Joe
He
Harris.
said he's hungry.
Yeah, we gotta
ordered.
get
I
out.
got a bunch of buffalo wings waiting for me. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us.
Hashtag
Make sure you hit that like button. Again, this is Nets
Yes.
Kingdom. Keith, you want to plug in where?
Yeah.
your
Oh, here.
plugins?
Let me put this up while he's doing that, and Keith can kind of work around it. I did work something up.
Yeah.
Check Keith out.
That's
right
awesome.
there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I keep it
But give a
simple.
little more detail on your WFN show, the time, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So for the first time ever in the history of New York radio, there's an actual Nets fan on the air. I try not to let my Nets fandom dominate the conversation, but as of
Keep
late,
doing
it
it.
seems like the Nets world's been blowing up the phones. I encourage it. Call in. My time slot is 7 p.m. to 12, but that gets affected by Monday Night Football. Now there's a Tuesday night game, Thursday night. We'll see. It also gets affected by Brooklyn Nets radio, the broadcast call of the game, Chris Carino and Tim Capstraw. So I did a broadcast with them last week, and I should be doing some more. But the most fun we have on my show is the 5-hour marathon, 7 to 12. I think I have a couple coming up this week where we just talk about anything. And, like, the sticking point this week was the Nets are on their way to winning championships, and if they win multiple championships, does Kevin Durant enter the conversation as a GOAT? And I said, yeah, if he wins 2 rings and brings the first 2 rings to his organization, Bron's got 4 rings, and if you look at Bron's 4 rings versus KD's 4 rings, KD. People started bugging out. Phones started ringing.
I'm with you on that, bro.
Hey,
I'm all the way 100 with you on that, bro.
I just knew how to stir up the pot. I just knew what to do to stir up the pot.
No,
And it was on
Bron
the
fans.
same night that we got the Kyrie news. So we ended up talking for 5 hours about KD and Kyrie. That never happened before on New York radio. And that's what I want to do because there are a lot of Nets fans. There are a lot of people that are Knicks fans, and they're tired of listening to, oh, well, Kemba should be playing. What's up with Tibbs, man? Julius Randle ain't got it. Nobody wants to hear that all day. They're trash.
Yeah.
We're in New York. The Nets play in Brooklyn.
Big facts.
They're doing a ridiculous job winning games no matter who's on the floor, building the culture in Brooklyn, making the arena better, making the Brooklyn Brigade, the block better,
Facts.
elevating people like myself who are also going to elevate Nets Kingdom and all these other fans that I see online that are doing this and talking to real. Like, it's our time. By the time we get to playoffs, the Nets world's going to be Thanos out here. So if you want to listen to the radio, it's 101.9 FM. There's also the Odyssey app. You can follow me at Keith McPherson on Twitter, Instagram, and then Talkin Nets.
I put both of them up there.
Account with the underscore under it. I'm not going to delete it. I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah,
But
Lev said, what are you
Talkin
going to do
Nets
with that one?
Is our real Twitter account.
Yeah.
And in 2022, there are big things on the way for Talkin Nets. I got to get some things squared away. But we're going to be rocking and rolling and rooting on the team and covering the team and supporting our fellow Nets fans that create content like we do. Follow me. I reply to as many people as I can reply to. I answer DMs. I might not do that forever. It's a lot of work. But I just
And
like
call
to
in,
connect
too.
with people. So,
Call in on
yeah, you
WFAN.
can call the
and
radio.
just-
You can watch the live streams, all of that.
And shout out, because I being out here in Cali, for me, it's easy. Like, I got that Audacity app, and I plugged in right to WFN, and it's like, it's cool the way it's set up, too, because you can literally just go up to the tab button, and if I want to call in, it takes me right to your
You can
show.
rewind
And
the radio on there, and
it's
also
beautiful.
they
I've
started
been
putting
enjoying that.
my radio shows on a podcast. So, like, if you miss the live radio, you can
Nice.
wake up in the morning and play the live radio as a podcast. They break it down into hours 1 through 5.
Right.
And
Wow, that's
and
cool.
It's funny. There's Knicks fans that call in to say, "This is a Knicks town. The Knicks run New York."
That was
And I'm
my
like,
favorite show, dude. That
Dumbass
day,
Knicks.
the other day, when they came at you, like, I was trying to call in so bad, but I was just being a parent. I mean, that was
I just
hilarious,
hang up the
dude.
phone. I'm like, yo,
No, but
there's
it's
no
great,
there's no
dude.
award for
I
that.
know.
There's no
They
Larry
trolling you,
O'Brien.
bro.
There's no
No.
Larry O'Brien trophy for having the most fans.
No, but
There's no award for running the town. You don't run the town. You're
It's just
losing in
great
town
to
every
finally,
week.
but it's great to hear, like, finally hear somebody as strong as a fan as you, just like hassling with these guys on
the
radio.
radio,
and it's
bro.
great.
I've been
Like,
doing it my whole life. That's
He's
what they don't
representing us,
realize.
bro.
I'm like, yo, I've been having these conversations with you Knicks fans forever. Yo.
Ever.
We can do
Yep.
it on air for everybody to hear.
Y'all
Hey,
colors
and
don't even
dude-
y'all colors don't even match.
Yeah,
I don't
your
even know
colors
why
are
y'all
Them
trash,
colors
colors
too.
is
do
Yeah.
that.
terrible.
Terrible
Them
colors.
shit is
I'm not, and
ass,
I'm not a
bro.
Mets. Yeah, if you're a Mets fan, yeah, you might like the Knicks.
I told
but-
people this before they got mad. I don't own no orange and nothing orange in my closet.
No orange
Nothing
and blue
orange
How
in
the
my
fuck
closet.
you come
It's
up
not
with
something
orange
I
and
can
blue?
relate
Like
to.
who-
black and
I'm not
white,
gonna lie,
or black and
orange
white,
is
or
orange
dark
is
dark
disgusting.
blue and white.
Yeah, orange. I
Orange
have
is
no
disgusting.
orange clothes
Hey,
in my
shout
closet.
out to Keith, and if you ever, I know you're flying solo, and I've been seeing you, like, but if you do need backup, dude, I'm in. Hit me up, and anytime
Yeah,
you-
Okay.
if
we'll
I'm
plan
available-
because I do the
got
same
you.
thing on StreamYard. We'll
Yes.
plan this week. We'll see when the games start or whatever. But the next Talkin Nets, we'll plan to do a mashup of you guys on Talkin Nets.
For sure,
And that's
man.
how you pay it forward, and that's how you support other people in your community, and you cross paths. And shout out to everybody that like knew me in the chat. I saw a lot of people that like were like, "Yo, my God,
Yes.
Keith." But more
Yes.
shout out to the people that never seen me, never heard me before, and they showed love. Like that's how you do this out here. So thank y'all. Appreciate y'all having me on for real.
Appreciate it, man.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
Dude. Yeah,
that's
and
it.
we'll end the thing, but just hang tight for a second. But AJ, you want to close it out, or we just do a little? I mean,
Yeah. Well, like I said, thank you guys again. Make sure you guys check out Keith on all his WFAN, Twitter, Instagram, Talkin Nets. Again, follow us on Instagram too, Nets Kingdom 711, and on
Look out
Twitter,
for
Nets
those
Kingdom
two guys.
AJ. Look out for Kyrie rocking the John Boy.
look out for
Again,
them too.
It's hilarious because I'm not with John Boy anymore. Thanks, John Boy, for talking Nets. Appreciate you, bro. That was solid, bro.
That is hilarious, though. Again,
Gotta take Talkin Nets.
Appreciate everybody for coming out, man. Appreciate again. This one
Yes.
we'll be back. We're gonna take a little COVID break, but
Yes.
we'll be back. Next content will be back.
Unless there's some crazy ass breaking news, but yes.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Unfinished business. You know what I'm saying?
You
Yes,
know, though,
sir.
everybody needs a little break. As long as everybody comes back, I don't know how it's gonna work, how
Merry
it's gonna
Christmas,
look.
too.
But yeah, exactly. I don't
Merry
know how long
Christmas.
it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
enjoy
but
the week. Enjoy the
Enjoy
holiday.
your Christmas holidays. Hopefully we get a
safe.
Nets miss. If we get a Nets miss on Christmas, y'all
Yes.
think we have a Nets miss
And
on
please,
Christmas?
if you drink this holiday, stay your ass at home. Take a damn
don't
Uber.
play that game.
Take a
Don't be
Uber,
doing
yeah.
anything
Don't drink and drive.
stupid.
Don't drink and drive.
Like enjoy
Enjoy.
yourself. Stay safe. Hang
Appreciate
out.
y'all.
Chubbs, Julian, Rage.
Yep.
As always, love you, dudes.
All right, y'all. Thank you,
Keith,
guys.
it's been a pleasure, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks again, guys.
We out.
All right, y'all.
Bro.
That's where-
Brooklyn.
Bro.